My beloved child, I rejoice that you paused, quieted your heart, and opened this message at just the right moment. Do not think this is merely a string of words you stumbled upon by chance, for, had you not seen it, you might have passed by one of the most crucial signs in your life's journey. I have orchestrated every second, every word written here to lead you to this moment, a sacred pause when your heart is ready to receive a whisper from heaven. This is not a threat, but the urgent cry of a father who sees the storm forming beyond your sight, pleading with you to return to safety. My child, I know you are growing not only in age but in the invisible weight that time places upon your shoulders. Fleeting thoughts of aging health and limitation have begun to seep into your mind. Though you may not speak of them aloud, they silently plant seeds of worry, fear, and self-doubt in your heart. These things, though subtle as smoke, are enough to obscure the light of hope, to weary your soul, and to draw you into quiet depletion. I do not rebuke you for feeling this way, for I understand. I am the one who formed you. I know every beat of your heart, even the hidden thoughts you've never dared to voice. But today, I have come to lift the weight that has no name. I do not tell you not to worry. I tell you that you do not have to carry that worry alone. I am your refuge, your source of peace in the chaos that catches you off guard. My angels, the ones appointed to guard you in the unseen realm, have sounded the alarm to me about the shift that is drawing near. Not to instill fear, but so I may intervene in time. You may not see them, but they are fighting for you. They are blocking forces that wish to rob you of your peace, strangle your faith, and drain your body through hidden pressure. Have you noticed your recent exhaustion without cause? Sleeplessness with no reason? A weight on your heart you cannot explain. These are the alarm bells I have sent, so you would know the time has come to return, to pause, and to rest in my two arms. My child, I do not want to see you live on bearing invisible burdens in silence. Life is not a race to prove how strong you are. You do not need to earn love or approval, for those were yours from the first moment I dreamed of you in eternity. You have been loved, chosen, and protected. But for that protection to be fully realized, you must step into obedience and rest in me. Stop fighting alone, my child. I have waited long enough, and now I reach out to lift you from the silent undertow that's been pulling at your soul piece by piece. Age does not strip you of worth, it bears witness to the journey I have faithfully carried you through. But if you let the wrong thoughts settle in your mind, they will wear your body down before time ever touches it. Do not let the enemy use age to convince you to abandon dreams, to surrender hope, or to cease fighting for what I've placed in your heart. You still have much to live for, much to complete, and many to love. I still have plans for you, good things ahead that await, but you must be well alert and ready. My precious one, let these words sink deep into your bones like cool water refreshing dry ground. Do not dismiss this sign. Do not go on pretending nothing is happening. If you feel you've taken one step away from me, just take one step back and you will find me already there. If you feel lost, know that my light has never dimmed. You only need to turn your gaze back to me. If you feel exhausted, lay down the burdens you've been carrying and allow me to carry them for you. I do not promise you will never face storms, but I promise the storm will not overtake you. I do not promise you will always feel strong, but I promise that my power will be revealed in your weakness. And I do not promise you will understand everything, but I promise that my love will be enough to lead you through it all without lack. So, my beloved child, do not be afraid. Do not delay. Do not ignore this sign from heaven. You did not stumble upon it by accident. You were led here in perfect timing to hear your Father's voice. Rise now. Reset your mind, restore your body, and renew your soul. Eat well, rest deeply, and above all, return to prayer and communion with me, for there you will rediscover strength, clarity, and true peace. I love you, and it is precisely because I love you that I sent you this message today to rescue you from something you would not have recognized until it was too late. But I am your Father, I am always on time. And today I have come right on time because you opened your heart to receive. Now let me enter and transform everything from within. My dear child, amidst the countless crossroads life may present, when your heart feels like a tangled map, unsure of where to go, I want you to pause and listen. This very moment when you opened this message with hands that seemed unaware but were in truth divinely guided, is when I am drawing closer to you than ever before. You are not alone. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. I have always been there, quiet yet constant, gentle yet powerful, waiting for you to return so I may wrap you in the warmest unseen embrace. I see what you do not say. I hear the voice of your heart beneath the clamor of the world. I know the long nights you've spent awake for one reason: you want to understand. You want to know which path is right, what voice truly speaks to your spirit, where the answers are for all the unrest within. And today I tell you, you do not need to understand everything before you can move forward. You only need to know that I walk with you, and that is enough to cast out fear. My child, the weight you carry is not always from the world around you. Often your own heart adds burdens not meant for you. Expectations, guilt, fear, silent comparisons, and even old wounds you thought were healed but still ache when touched. I do not condemn you for this. I do not come to judge or accuse. I come to gently lift every burden from your soul so you may breathe freely, live honestly, and walk with the freedom of one who knows they are deeply loved. I know the world demands strength, decisiveness, success. But I tell you this, it's okay to be weak, to hesitate, to pause and cry. I am not looking for perfection. I seek a sincere heart, and that heart is yours. The heart that beats with longing to do right, to live with meaning, to honor me. That is the greatest gift you could ever offer. You don't need to impress or perform. You only need to be you, a child returning to their father with all honesty. That you are reading these words today is no coincidence. Your soul has longed to hear my voice, a voice not loud or rushed, but full of power and love. And now, as you have quieted yourself, opened that small door in your heart, I step in not as a distant deity, but as your close and present Father. I come to take your hand at this very intersection in your life. Whichever path you choose, if you walk it with me, you will never be lost. For the light is not merely at the end, it is my light that shines upon every step you take. My precious child, do not let doubt dim your faith. Do not let fear suffocate the dreams I planted in your heart. And do not let past mistakes convince you that you are no longer worthy. In my eyes, you have never lost your worth. Even when you fall, lose your way, or feel too weak, my love for you remains unshaken, unchanged, and unfading. That love surpasses all understanding, and it alone can heal even the deepest wounds of your soul. Let me walk beside you, guide you through the days of uncertainty. Let me guard your mind from negative voices and lift you up when you are weary. Life will not always be easy, but I promise with me by your side you will have all you need to endure. You will find a peace the world cannot give, and a joy that no circumstance can take away. And finally, my child, remember this: my presence is never far from you. You do not need to climb the highest mountain or descend into the deepest sea to find me. I am present in every breath you take, when you wake up each morning, in every tear you silently hold back, in every whispered prayer spoken in secret. And I am present in the very love that continues to call your name gently, patiently, and earnestly amidst all the noise of this world. So take heart, my beloved one. Rise and walk forward with the confidence that if you find yourself standing at a crossroads, my eyes are fixed upon you. My hand is reaching out to receive you, and my eternal heart still beats for you. And you will never walk alone, for I, the one who has loved you before the beginning of time, am walking with you step by step, breath by breath, in every smallest detail. And that is enough. My precious child, pause for a moment and listen deeply within your soul. For today I do not come to you as a fleeting breeze, but as a radiant light, shining upon your heart, so that you may recognize the most sacred truth about yourself. You are not merely a body aging with time, not just dates marked on a calendar, and not a tally of successes or failures that the world uses to assign worth. You are an eternal soul, the very breath of my being, a light I have placed in the midst of earthly darkness. And that true essence, everlasting, unfading, untouched by time, is the treasure I long for you to hold on to. I know that in those still moments when night falls, nameless whispers creep into your thoughts. They say your best days are behind you, that your chances are slipping away, that your strength is no longer the same, and that you are merely a shadow of who you once were. But my child, those are lies crafted to make you forget who formed you. Those voices do not come from me. They are the voice of the enemy, who always seeks to blur your sacred identity and make you doubt your value and purpose. I do not see you through the lens of earthly time. I do not count the wrinkles on your face or the times you've stumbled. I see your heart, the place where eternal light still burns bright, where love has never run dry, where the good you've sown into this world continues to bear fruit in silence. You are not defined by your age, but by the love you've lived, the lives you've touched, and the light you've left behind wherever you have walked. That is the mark of eternity. That is beauty that does not fade with the years. My dear child, do not let the changes of your body convince you that you are losing value. The body is but a temporary vessel, but your soul is growing, being refined and becoming more complete each day. Every wrinkle is a testament to your faithfulness through many storms. Every mark of time is a song of praise, for you have stood firm, continued to love, and held on to hope even when others gave up. I do not measure you by the youth of your body, but by the maturity of your spirit. If you ever feel like you have little left to give, I want you to know your time is not over. You still have purpose, still carry influence, still guard a flame that I will ignite in due season. Do not let the lie of inadequacy make you retreat, for just when you think you have the least, I am preparing the greatest. The purpose I have placed within you is not limited by age or circumstance. It is etched in eternity, and when you walk in obedience, nothing can stop it from being fulfilled. Remember, my child, the strongest light is not the brilliant blaze of youth, but the steady glow of a heart that has been tested by fire, endured sorrow, and still chooses to love. That light is what truly shakes the darkness. And you carry that light within you, a light refined by time, nourished by forgiveness, strengthened by quiet prayers, by faithfulness in small things, and by perseverance when no one saw. Do not compare yourself to others. Do not view your life through the lens of regret. Look back and see you have loved, you have given, you have fought with faith, and you have become a living testimony of my love in this world. Not a single moment of your life has been meaningless. Not a single act of kindness has gone unnoticed in my eyes. Everything you have done in my name, even a word of comfort, a hug, a whispered prayer, has been remembered by me and woven into a masterpiece only heaven can fully behold. So, my beloved, lift up your head. Stand tall with the holy pride of one who knows to whom they belong. Live as one who carries the essence of eternity, not twisted by time, not shaken by lies, not dimmed by circumstances. You are a child of the light, a masterpiece crafted by the Creator, a testimony that my love is still at work in this world. I do not only love you in your past or at the height of your strength. I love you in the present, right where you are, and in the future where you will continue to shine in a way only souls touched by me can radiate. Believe it, hold this truth, and let it be the firm foundation beneath every step you take from this day forward. My beloved child, the world you live in is filled with noisy voices. It relentlessly glorifies youth, perfect appearances, and fleeting accomplishments that people chase after day by day. It builds distorted mirrors, and if you are not careful, you may look at yourself with doubt, with judgment, and even with disappointment. I know there are days you look at your reflection and silently wonder, am I falling behind? Have I lost my value? But today, I speak to you clearly, tenderly, and with great love, that none of those things define you. No wrinkle, no weariness of the body, no passing of time can diminish your true worth in my eyes. My kingdom does not operate by outward standards. It does not measure by popularity, does not praise fleeting beauty, and is not enchanted by performances. In that kingdom where truth and eternity reign, your worth is not in age or appearance, but in the heart you carry, in the resilience of your soul, and in the love you have poured out along the way. Child, in my eyes you are an ageless soul, a being born of eternal life. Time cannot frame you. The passing years cannot wear down your true essence. You may feel physically weaker, but your soul is growing wiser, deeper, and stronger with each passing day. And that is what moves heaven. You don't realize it, but every time you choose love after pain, every time you rise after falling, every time you hold on to faith while the world shifts around you, that is when angels rejoice and my heart is moved. The wrinkles on your face are not signs of decline as the world believes. They are marks of time, but time deeply lived with faithfulness. Every crease is a chapter of a life that has loved, deeply prayed, earnestly, laughed, wept, reached out, and forgiven. These are the marks of courage, not loud courage, but the quiet strength of enduring, persisting, and tending to the flame of faith when all else seemed dim. The world may never praise you for this, but I do. To me, you are a treasure. Not because of all you have accomplished, but because you let love lead you. Let me touch your heart, and you allowed me to walk with you through every moment, whether in clarity or in darkness. Every trace of time upon your body is a badge of honor, a living proof of a life that mattered, that held depth, and made silent sacrifices I have seen and cherished every second. Do not believe the lie that your time has passed, or that you've been left behind. In truth, there are glories that only come to souls refined by fire. There are wisdoms that only reveal themselves after walking through long valleys of trial. And there is a dignity that cannot be painted on the surface, but only radiates from the presence of one who has learned to love, to endure, and to live with profound gratitude. You are becoming that, and it is a beauty beyond compare. My beloved, lift your head. Do not hide the marks of your years. Do not fear the changes of your body. See them as sacred chapters, written with faith, with loyalty, and with tireless love. Remember, you are part of a greater story, the story I am still writing through every silent act you do, every kind word you give, every moment you let go of self to preserve peace. Do not fear that it is too late, or that you have missed your moment, or that your prime is gone. In my kingdom, everything has its time, and nothing is too late for the one who still believes. Even in the seemingly latest seasons, I can still awaken new life. I can still use you to heal others, to inspire, to bring light into the darkest places. And you, with all your experiences, wounds, and victories, are my most powerful instrument. So, my child, keep walking. Live with the assurance that you are never small in my sight. You are a living testament to the beauty of a life rooted in sacred love, a life not devoured by time but uplifted by grace. And when you feel weak, remember I am here not to judge but to comfort, not to rush you but to walk beside you in every slow step, not to remind you of what was lost but to awaken in you the faith that the best is yet to come, for you are mine, and that nothing can ever change. Not the years, not the body, not the circumstance. In my love you are always of infinite worth. My beloved child, let your heart be still in this moment, for I long to speak to you a truth deeper than all the voices the world has tried to pour into your ears. In a world that constantly shouts standards of appearance, success, status, and checkpoints people are expected to meet, I want you to pause and hear this sacred truth. You were not made to fit into the mold of this world. You are not a product shaped by human hands on a conveyor belt. You are a creation, a masterpiece formed by my own hands, carefully, lovingly, and with divine purpose. And no one else has the right to define you, only I do. Do not let the shallow gaze of others cause you to doubt yourself. The limitations that the world imposes are not the true borders of your potential. I have placed within you things that far exceed human sight beyond calculation and reasoning. When you walk through barren deserts or shadowed forests, remember that within you already flows the water of life and a light that cannot be extinguished. You have been fully equipped, lacking nothing to fulfill the sacred mission I appointed for you before time began. What I have planted in you cannot be stolen, cannot fade, and cannot be denied by doubt or temporary failure. So as you keep moving forward, whether with firm steps or trembling strides, I ask you to hold on to one thing: hope. Not a fleeting notion of positive thinking, but a hope deeply rooted in me, the unchanging one. That hope is the anchor for your soul when storms arise, when your heart grows uncertain and every promise seems delayed. It is the affirmation that goodness is still on its way, even when nothing is yet visible to the eye. It is the assurance that I am working, orchestrating all things, even what seems broken, so that it will work together for your good. My beloved, the storm you fear is not the end. It is not the conclusion of your story, but a necessary chapter that leads to growth. I never allow you to go through a storm in vain. Every fierce wind you face is training the wings of faith in you to soar higher. Every heavy rain is watering the seeds of hope in your heart so they may rise stronger. I do not promise a life without pain, but I do promise that your pain will never be pointless. It will become the sacred material from which endurance, courage, and a deeper intimacy with me are forged. And when you find yourself in the midst of a trying chapter, remember that I am the author and I am not finished writing. The final lines have not yet been penned. My hand still moves the pen. And the next chapter will not be a mere continuation, but a turning point where you will witness the miracles you once only dared to whisper in your prayers. Do not fear the dark, for the light I planted in you is already shining. Do not fear losing your way, for I am the way. Do not fear being alone, for I am Emmanuel, God with you, every moment, every breath. I know you've been disappointed by time. You've asked for a door to open sooner, a reply to arrive faster, a dream to come true without years of waiting. But my child, my timing is never late. It is as precise as the beat of my heart for you, not missing even a single rhythm. My plan for you is one of hope, not destruction, to give you a future that is whole. And that promise doesn't lie in the if of this world, but in the certainty of heaven. So, my beloved, wherever you are today, whether on the mountaintop or in the valley of shadows, hold on to hope like a lamp that never goes out. Place your trust in me, even when you cannot see the way forward. For sometimes it is in the fog that I teach you to walk by faith and not by sight. It is in the silence that I speak through the language of presence. And it is in the waiting that I shape you into the most beautiful version of the image I envisioned from the beginning. You are not merely someone trying to survive day by day. You are chosen, loved, anointed, and sent. Your presence on this earth is not accidental. Every breath you take, every day you live, is an opportunity to reflect my light, to show others a life, a hope, and a love that never fades. That is your mission. And I am the one who will walk with you, strengthen you, clear the path for you, and stay with you until the very end. Therefore, rise, my child, steady your hand and your heart. Keep walking with unshakable faith that the most beautiful chapter is still ahead, for I, the one writing your story, have never put down the pen. My beloved child, in the midst of the clamor of this world where voices compete for attention and every moment demands urgency and proof, I invite you to pause. Not to give up, but to rediscover what is essential, what is deep and true, the relationship between you and me, a divine bond that nothing on this earth can sever. I long for you to return to the place of true peace, not a peace built by circumstances, but a peace flowing from my very presence. O child, return to my word. Do not let it sit still on the shelf or fade into a dim memory. Open it each day as if unlocking a realm that never changes, where every sentence breathes life and every promise is a lamp to your feet on mist-covered roads. My word is not just literature. It is life itself. It is the reminder that you are not groping blindly in the dark, for the light of heaven has been given to you. When you feel lost, my word is your map. When you are weary, it is your strength. When you doubt yourself, it is the mirror that reflects the truth I see in you, not distorted, not bent by judgment or fear. Seek my presence, beloved, not as a duty, but as a lifeline. For in me, you will not only find calmness, but also meet your truest self, unshaped by the world's expectations. I am not distant, not hiding, nor do I demand perfection to come near. You only need to open your heart, and I will enter not in a rush or a roar, but with power and tenderness. In my presence you will find what your heart has longed for, a peace that cannot be shaken. A strength that does not come from striving, and love unconditional, unchanging, and not based on merit. Above all, my child, love. Let love be the red thread through every word you speak, every act you perform, every thought you hold in your soul. Love is the greatest force in the universe, stronger than hatred, more enduring than disappointment, and wider than pain. Love me not through ritual, but through living, honest relationship. Love yourself not with pride or selfishness, but with kindness, acceptance, and reverence. The way I see you, worthy, beloved, and purposed. And love others, even when they are difficult, for every soul is a recipient of my grace, just as you have been. When you love, you are transformed, not just in how you see others, but in how you see yourself. Love uproots fear, dissolves doubt, and heals old wounds. It softens the hardened heart, opens the door to forgiveness, and lets you see life through heaven's lens. And that love doesn't stop with you, it radiates outward. Through you, light will shine and warm the hearts of those frozen in loneliness, despair, and pain. My child, before I close this message, let me etch this deep into your heart. You are loved, not vaguely, but with a love that is steadfast, specific, and personal. You are my creation, not a coincidence of nature, but the fruit of a love-filled design. You are a masterpiece, not because you are flawless, but because you carry my unique imprint, my breath of life. And you are my beloved, not just because I call you so, but because you truly rest in my heart, the safest place in every storm. I know you fought battles. I've seen the nights you wept in silence. I've heard the voices of doubt within you every time you failed or faced delay. But my child, those things do not define you. Not fear, not mistakes, not the words of others, nor the world's silence. What defines you is my love, my grace poured out for you, and the purpose I placed in you. That truth will never change. So rise with new courage. Live each day with the knowledge that you are not forgotten, not invisible, not alone. You are known, you are loved, you are called. Let my love saturate every decision you make, every step you take, every person you touch. And when you begin to doubt yourself, return to my word, where you will be reminded of who you truly are. My beloved child, created not to fall, but to live in peace, in strength, and in a love that will never fade. My beloved child, as you walk through the rushing currents of life among countless choices and alluring crossroads, I urgently call you to live with awareness. For the journey you are on is not simply a sequence of days, but a sacred path where every step, every decision, every encounter carries meaning beyond surface events. I have placed you on a special course designed before the foundation of the world, with love and wisdom beyond all your understanding. And because of this, every sign, every stirring in your heart, every person you meet is not random. They are my whispers, my gentle yet urgent invitations to you. Yet, my child, when you turn away from those signs, when you ignore the gentle voice of the Holy Spirit within, or live too fast, too busy, too outwardly distracted to hear, you inadvertently stray from the path I prepared, not because I withdraw, but because you've shifted your eyes away from me. And then choices that seemed harmless may lead to unnecessary trials, pain you could have avoided if you had only paused, listened, and followed my leading. I do not blame you when you're confused. I do not rebuke you for hesitating. I understand, in a world full of clamor and temptations that seem harmless, it is difficult to discern my will from your own. But that is why I want you to pay more attention to what seems small, the atmosphere you dwell in, the words and attitudes of those around you, the feelings you have when you return to stillness. These things are heaven's language, my way of speaking to you quietly yet truly every day. I place people in your life not just to fill space, but to teach you something. Some come to lift you, some to test your patience, and love some for a short season, but leave a lesson for a lifetime. Do not overlook these relationships. Do not see only circumstances and miss the sacred purpose behind them. Ask yourself, what is the Father teaching me through this? Where is He leading me through this person? And in those humble questions, you will begin to hear me more clearly. Likewise, your emotions are not mere reactions, but sometimes they are heaven's bells. When you feel uneasy, when your soul lacks peace over a decision, it may be my warning to pause. When you feel a deep peace, even without others' approval, it may be my confirmation. But you can only discern these things if you live awake, if you are still long enough to feel, and if you let my word be your compass. My dear one, I do not want you to walk this journey alone. I did not throw you into life to watch from afar. No, I am walking with you step by step, but I need your cooperation. My guidance does not coerce or demand. It is an invitation requiring your listening, your response, and your faith. If you insist on moving ahead by your own will, I still love you and wait for you, but you may endure trials I never intended. I want to protect you from unnecessary pain, from wounds that need not be. I want to keep you on the path of life, of grace, of the divine purpose I have planned. So, my child, do not take lightly what seems random. Do not live as though everything is coincidence. Everything has purpose. Even tears, unspoken words, or quiet, empty mornings all carry the voice of heaven if you are willing to see. And if you walk with an open heart and spiritually tuned ears, you will begin to see more clearly the path I am leading you on, a path not easy but filled with my presence and love. Remember, you are not heading into the unknown. You are being led to fulfillment, to the place where my purpose in your life becomes reality. I have prepared everything. All I ask is that you walk in faith with spiritual discernment and a heart ever willing to listen. Then no darkness can lead you astray. For I go before you, walk beside you, and await you at your destination. And when you feel lost, know that I have never been silent. I am still speaking, still guiding through every person you meet, every emotion you feel, and every seemingly insignificant event. All of it is a reminder you are not alone, and your purpose is still being fulfilled step by step by the hand of a Father who loves you more than anything. My beloved child, on this journey called life, there will be moments when the light seems to fade and your heart feels adrift amid countless uncertain crossroads. I see how hard you've tried, how earnestly you've prayed, how sincerely you've sought to follow the path I've laid before you. But it is precisely because you are walking closer to the purpose I planted in you that the enemy does not remain still. He does not waste time attacking those who are asleep. He targets those who are awakening, those drawing nearer to their divine fulfillment. And you, my child, are now a target not because you are weak, but because you are chosen. So, my dear one, be alert. The enemy of your soul does not always come with a frightening face. He comes wrapped in counterfeit sweetness, in whispers that slip quietly into your thoughts. He may not storm in like a tempest, but creep in through distractions, doubts, and fears. He will try to plant seeds in your mind, suggesting you are on the wrong path, that I have been silent too long, that you are not good enough, not strong enough, not worthy to carry the great things I have entrusted to you. He will provoke you to question your value, my presence, and even the truths you once held with unshakable faith. But my precious child, I urge you with all my heart to know this: every one of those whispers is a lie. He does not hold truth, nor can he create it. All he can do is distort what you already know, dim the light you carry, and attempt to turn you away from what rightfully belongs to you. You are never alone, even when you feel that way. You are not abandoned even when you think I am silent, because I have never left your side. Not for a single breath have I taken my eyes off you. Not one sigh of yours escapes my hearing. I am the one who is with you, not just when you're joyful and strong, but even more so when you are weary and uncertain. I walk with you not only under skies of sunshine, but also through nights that seem never-ending. And I will sustain you not only in the ways you expect, but through paths your eyes have not yet seen. A closed door does not mean I've turned away. An unanswered prayer does not mean I am absent. Sometimes your waiting is my way of protecting you, preparing you, and aligning something better than what you had hoped for. My dear one, don't let temporary silence cause you to doubt my eternal love. That love does not come and go like the wind. It is a river that never runs dry, a foundation that cannot be shaken, a light that does not go out even in the deepest night. I love you not because you always get it right, but because you are mine. I do not retreat when you fall. I draw near to heal and restore, and I do not wait for perfection to walk with you, for your very weakness is the place where my power is most fully revealed. Remember, the assignments I've placed within you are not burdens, they are promises. And I don't just give you a calling. I give you strength, wisdom, and companions for the journey so you won't have to carry it alone. The enemy will try to convince you that you must strive in isolation. But that too is a lie. You always have me, and you will always have me. I've gone before you to prepare the way. I walk beside you to uphold you, and I am behind you to guard what you cannot see. Child, when your heart begins to waver, return to my word, the unchanging truth that reminds you of who you are and who I am. Spend time with me, not out of obligation, but because your soul longs for rest, for my voice, for the nearness that the enemy is desperately trying to make you forget. And let me fill the empty spaces within, not with what you think you need, but with the fullness of my presence. You are deeply loved, not for what you achieve, but because you belong to me. You are chosen not because you are mighty, but because I long to reveal through you the power of life, light, and truth. And you do not need to be afraid, for I am here, still here, and I will always be here. So, my beloved child, don't let any word make you forget what I have promised. Don't let the darkness cause you to question the light. Don't let exhaustion tempt you to give up. And don't let the enemy's whispers drown out the sound of my voice in your heart. Be steadfast. Hold tightly to your faith. You are not walking alone. I am beside you, and that will never change. My beloved one, I see every beat of your heart, every silence you try to hide, every time you smile on the outside while carrying quiet weariness within. I know life is not always gentle. There are days when unseen burdens pile upon your shoulders, making you feel as if you're walking through crowds but still lonely inside. The world keeps spinning, filled with worries, responsibilities, expectations, and nameless noise, pulling your heart off course, sweeping you into the currents of busyness before you even realize you've drifted from me. But I do not blame you, child. I understand that living in this world has never been simple. I know that each day demands people to care for tasks, to finish goals, to achieve. But because I love you today, I tenderly call you to pause, not to abandon everything, but to rediscover what matters most. My presence in your heart. This is not a command of compulsion, but an invitation of love to give me a moment of your stillness so you may here be healed, and remember, you were never meant to carry all things alone. In the noise of this world, there is a treasure reserved only for those who dare to stop stillness. Not the stillness of circumstance, but the calm within your soul, where you can hear my gentle but powerful voice. That voice does not compete with the world, does not demand, does not force itself upon you, but waits patiently for you to listen. In it is the wisdom you need to move forward, the comfort your weary heart craves, the light for paths that seem too tangled to understand. I am still speaking to you every day. not only through scripture but through the smallest things, the warmth of the morning sun, a kind word from a stranger, a deep stirring in your heart when you pray. These are signs I send to remind you that I am here, I care, I lead. But if you are too busy to pause, if your mind is too crowded to listen, you will miss it all. And the heartbreak is not that I stop speaking, but that you no longer recognize my voice amid the things pulling your heart away from the source of true life. So, child, let stillness become a sacred part of your spiritual rhythm. It doesn't need to be long, just a moment each day where you push aside distractions and return to me. There you may not find immediate perfection, but you will find my presence. And that presence is what nourishes your soul. I do not ask you to come when you have everything in order, when your thoughts are clear, when you feel worthy to be with me. I ask you to come as you are, in your fatigue, your mess, your doubts, because I am your Father, your safest refuge. When you stay connected to me, you won't merely survive the currents of life, you will live fully. You won't be swayed by every emotional wind, by every lie or unseen pressure. You will walk the path I have laid out for you, a path that doesn't promise the absence of trial, but assures the presence of peace and joy so deep the world cannot take it away. This is the kind of joy that doesn't depend on circumstances, the kind of peace that surpasses all understanding, the quiet strength that lifts you every time you think you can't go on. My precious child, I have placed in you a purpose, a direction, and a fire. But for that fire not to be extinguished by the storms of life, you must be refueled by me. It's not a one-time gift, but a daily return, like trees needing sunlight, like soil needing rain. Each time you choose me, you are feeding your spirit, keeping the flame alive within, deepening your bond with the source that never runs dry. Listen closely, my child. Choose stillness as your holy rebellion against chaos. Choose prayer as your way of life, not just a habit. And choose my presence as your first refuge, not your last resort. For in me, you will always be found. In me, you will always be healed. In me, you will never be lost, no matter how much the world around you may shift. Remember, you are loved, not because you always get it right, but because you are mine. And because you are mine, you always have the right to return, to listen, to choose again, to live a life that does more than just exist, but one that is full, radiant, anchored in love, and unshakably at peace. I am waiting for you every day in those sacred moments of stillness to remind you you are not alone and you are on the right path, as long as your heart remains turned toward me. My beloved child, in every breath you take each morning, in every step you walk through this vast and restless world, I long for you to engrave upon your heart one unchanging truth. I am always with you, even when you do not clearly feel my presence, even in moments when your heart feels empty, as if I have departed. Know this, there has never been a single moment when I turned my back on you. I have been watching over you, observing every detail of your life, not with eyes of judgment, but with a gaze full of love, gentleness, and unwavering patience. The signs I send into your life, whether it's a sunset that stills your soul, a small phrase from a stranger, or a deep stirring during your prayer time, these are not coincidences. They are messages from heaven, gentle whispers from a Father reaching out to remind you, I am here. I am still speaking. I am guiding you step by step in a way that only one who loves you more than his own life could do. Pay attention, my child, and do not disregard these signs, for they are the means I use to strengthen you, to keep you from wandering, and to lead you toward the complete fulfillment of what I have long begun in you. You see, many times I do not speak through thunder or dazzling miracles. I choose to speak through the small things, the ones you often overlook in the rush of life. And if you live too fast, too busy, or too anxious, you will miss the important messages I am sending. I am not silent, I am simply waiting for you to listen. For my voice does not compete with the clamor of this world. It requires a quiet soul, a humble heart, and spiritual ears ready to hear. I am still speaking in the wind, in the rain, in a friend's glance, in midnight prayers, and even in the tears you shed. And when you cannot understand what is unfolding, when your life feels like a tangled puzzle with no clear answers, I call you to place your trust in me. Not because you understand everything, but because I do. Not because you can see the whole road, but because I have seen it from before the foundation of the world. I will provide for you not always in the way you expect, but always in the way you truly need. There are quiet miracles, divine arrangements from unexpected places, doors that open just when you thought all were shut, for I am faithful, and I never break a promise. So, my precious child, as you continue on your journey, whether filled with motivation or weary and directionless, hold tightly to hope. Hope is not vague, nor is it reserved for the naive. Hope is the strength of the soul, the anchor in the storm, the power that lifts you even after many falls. Hope tells you that even if you're walking through the fog today, light is still waiting beyond. It reminds you that I, your Creator, the one who loves you, am working all things together for your good, even when your eyes cannot yet see it. Perhaps today, you do not yet see the outcome. Perhaps you've been praying endlessly without seeing change. Perhaps you're wondering if I truly hear. But rest assured of this one truth: the seeds I sow do not die. The words I speak never return void. And the plan I have for you is still unfolding day by day, hour by hour, quietly but without pause. Waiting is not a delay, it is preparation. And if you continue to believe, continue to love, continue to be faithful in the small things, you will enter your harvest. The season I have ordained, the moment when you will see that every tear, every wound, every dark valley had meaning. Do not lose hope, my child. When the world says there is no way, I say I am the way. When your heart says I cannot go on, I whisper I will carry you. When circumstances say it's all over, I declare this is only the beginning. For with me, nothing is ever too late, nothing is too small, and no one is too far to be redeemed, restored, and brought back home. Keep walking one step at a time. You don't need to run, you don't need to know all the answers. Just walk in faith, in hope, and in connection with me, and you will not go astray. I go before you to make a way, I walk beside you as a friend, and I am behind you to protect you from what you cannot see. And throughout this entire journey, my signs will remain gentle reminders that you are never alone, and that you are being led towards something far better than you have ever dared to dream. Believe, love, and hope, my child. For I who began the good work in you will surely bring it to completion in glory. And that truth will never change. My beloved child, as you step into a new season of life, a chapter where every decision and choice carries the weight of your future, I call you to pause and center your soul. So many things are vying for your attention: daily worries, vague ambitions, voices that pull you away from what truly matters. The world always seeks to draw you into urgency while neglecting what is essential. And because I love you, because I see the entire path ahead of you today, I earnestly call you to realign your focus and return to the core of the life I have given you. My child, learn to let go, not of everything, but of the things that weigh you down without bearing the fruit of life. There are burdens you've carried simply out of habit, not necessity. There are thoughts that steal your rest, distractions that drown out my voice, and fears that hold you back from stepping forward. If you keep holding on to these things, it's like dragging heavy luggage through a long journey. It exhausts you and makes you forget the beauty of the walk itself. I did not create you for a life of confusion and turmoil. I created you with clear purpose, a sacred mission wrapped in love and hope. But to step into that fulfillment, you must release what no longer serves that divine goal. Be brave enough to lay down expectations that are not from me. Gently release the pressure you place upon yourself. Learn to say no to what seems important, but steals the time meant for what is truly meaningful. Come back, my child, to what is simple, yet profound, my word. It is not merely ancient writing, but living breath light in the darkness, a reminder that you do not walk blindly. My word is a lamp to your feet, not to light the whole road at once, but to give you enough light to take your next step with confidence. When you learn to reflect, to let my word seep into your heart, you will find the things that once overwhelmed you become small in comparison to my greatness and faithfulness. And not only through my word, but in my presence, you will find what the world can never give, peace that surpasses understanding. When you come to me, not demanding but seeking, you will feel a new flow within you, a stream of spiritual strength, of inner renewal, of revived trust. My presence is not far away. It's in every breath of your prayer, in each pause, to acknowledge me, in every decision made with faith and love. But above all, my child, love. Let love be the language you live each day, not just theoretical love, but love that is tangible, practiced, and transformative. First, love me not only with words, but with faithfulness, obedience, and the decision to give me your time and your priority among the many distractions. As you love me, that love will overflow. It will shape how you see yourself and how you treat others. Love yourself not with arrogance or selfishness, but with reverence. See yourself as I see you, a marvelous, unique creation, woven with eternal love. When you love yourself through the lens of grace, you will stop comparing, stop condemning, and begin living as one who knows how precious you truly are. And finally, love others. Not just the easy ones to love, but also those who have hurt you, disappointed you, or made you want to retreat. Love is not just a fleeting feeling. It is a choice. And when you choose to love, to forgive, to trust, to be patient, you are letting my light flow through you to touch the souls in need of healing. Love, my child, is the greatest force in the universe. It doesn't just transform circumstances, it transforms you. Love frees, restores, connects, and revives what once seemed dead. And when you live with love at the center, you are living as I created you to be. So in the days ahead, amidst all the busyness and decisions, I ask one thing: choose what truly matters. Choose me. Choose my presence. Choose the living word. And choose to love every day, in small things, with a tender heart. And you will see, step by step, you are drawing closer to the eternal purpose I have set for you. Not by your own strength, but by the love and grace of the one who always walks with you and never leaves you. Amen. As a child of God, you are never alone. He walks beside you in every moment to remind you to live in faith and in His abiding love. Tap follow and turn on notifications so you never miss a word I speak from the heavens. Amen.